Hey now, it's Sharon. I'm back to share another one of my ideas on how to reform the police. I'm sharing my experiences along with my perspectives in hopes of helping you see it the way I saw it while I was policing and share some of the things that I saw and how we can reform the police because it needs to be reformed. I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. So, with that being said, remember those old westerns? I used to watch a lot of old westerns uh, back in my younger days, and I'm thinking that probably helped influence or guide me in the direction. That was one of the things that guided me in the direction of policing. And I always remembered in the old westerns, McClintock is one of my favorite ones with John Wayne, and I can't remember the lady's name, and she played Lily Mustard, Yvonne DiCarlo, that's her name. It's a comedy western, but I remember the sheriff and how he would collect all the guns to keep the peace, and that made me reflect on policing is modern day policing is not about keeping the peace, if you will. It's about keeping our peace personally. That's just my observation. Uh, yeah, keeping my peace. And when I say that, I've talked about it so many other times, quota versus productivity, keeping the peace or keeping my peace, I should say, so the sergeant doesn't come down on me. What do I have to do? I have to go get these bodies, arrest people. That's not keeping the peace in the community, believe it or not. When you arrest so many people and take them out of their community, not to say they're not doing wrong or breaking some rule or law, I should say. Some of these laws don't need jail time, like drinking in the public. I remember, I think we were riding about, and there was another unit out, and we saw them arrest this guy mowing his lawn, but he was drinking a beer out of the bottle, and you can't drink in public. Things like that. It should be maybe a fine. Maybe taken off the books. How about that? You're mowing the lawn and you're on your lawn and you're drinking a beer out of the bottle. Hopefully they got rid of that one. But if they didn't, here's a suggestion: get rid of that law. Or it should just be a simple fine, not jail time. Not having your ID on you, I know with the whole immigration thing, but if I can give you my date of birth and my name and it comes back to an ID, that should just be a ticket. A lot of times with arrest, you got to prove it, give your fingerprint, get into the system. Get rid of things like that. But I know some people are staunch on that because the whole immigrant thing. Different laws, spitting on the sidewalk, I think they got rid of that one. Or walking in the street. If it's not causing a problem, like the 3-point turn, they shouldn't be ticketed. But that's how some of us gain PC, because now they're walking in the street, we're going to stop them, see what they're doing, and you build off of that. At least that's how I learned it. But back to keeping the peace, that doesn't keep the peace in the community. How? How does that keep the peace in the community? What it's evolved into is my peace being kept, meaning the individual officer. I'm going to go out and get the bodies so I can keep the sergeant off of my back. I can keep coworkers from saying I'm lazy and I always need help. That's some of the things I thought about. I'm sure the officers have. Yeah, they have, because we've talked about it. I don't want to be seen as lazy. I don't want to be seen as always needing help, always needing backup for the minor things. So keeping my peace was more important than the community's peace. Talk to other officers and see how it is. Whose peace are you keeping? Now remember, we volunteered for this. I put my right hand up. I put my right hand up. I volunteered. I wasn't drafted in. So whose peace am I keeping if I'm going out there and arresting for these, what they call them, victimless crimes? So if there's no victim, what are we charging them with? Just some things to think about. How are we keeping the peace in the community? There is none, at least as far as I can see. So I made some suggestions. That's part of the plan I put together, getting rid of some of these ordinances, walking in the street. If it's not causing a problem, it shouldn't be arrestable. It should just be a fine. Things like that. But I'll share more next week. But I just want to give you something to think about. Are the police really keeping the peace? Take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. And always remember, we don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.